So let's look at some practical tips for starting. Number one, as you start your student teaching experience, keep a journal of your successes, failures, frustrations, surprises, insights, etc. This will help you in your reflection on your teacher work sample and help you get started thinking about your student teaching. Also, please be sure to keep samples of student work such as the entire class set of pre- and post-test assessments. These will be important when analyzing results and drawing conclusions, and they are your evidence for your results. So be sure to keep that. Before you teach the 2 to 3 week unit, describe the contextual factors. You should be able to do the contextual factors section of this even over the summer or winter, depending on when you're doing your student teaching. Identify the learning objectives, state and local and provincial standards, and create an assessment plan to help evaluate student performance before, during, and after instruction. After you teach the unit, you will have to analyze student learning, incorporating charts, graphs, or tables. Be sure to base this analysis on actual samples of the student work. Reflect upon and evaluate your teaching as it relates to student learning. Think about some of the professional development opportunities you should have in your future. Perhaps a course on classroom management or working with a population that's different from one that you've worked with before. So as a quick review, we ask ourselves again, what is a teacher work sample? For student teachers, it's a performance assessment. It tells us whether or not you meet the required developmental level of the professional skills for Michigan teachers. A teacher work sample also gives evidence of your understanding and implementation of those 7 processes of teaching identified by research and best practice when you're teaching a 2 to 3 week comprehensive unit. And thirdly, a teacher work sample is an authentic experience. It's what teachers do. It's designed to develop in you, the teacher candidate, a teacher's way of thinking. Again, you have resources for this, your teacher work sample manual available to you from us, and many different examples of teacher work samples across the grades and content areas can be found at this website. What makes up a teacher work sample are the 7 teaching standards or processes, and these are to be documented in your teacher work sample. So you're teaching a 2 to 3 week comprehensive unit, and you're going to document in that work sample the contextual factors of community, school, and classroom, the learning objectives you've chosen. I would keep the learning objectives from 3 to 5. The assessment plan you have, both pre-assessment, formative assessment, and post-assessment. Your design for instruction, we've been calling this lesson planning and unit planning, taking into account the different kinds of students and learning modalities that you have in class. Instructional decision making, how do you think on your feet? If you notice students' behavior that they're bored with the instruction or that they seem to be confused by reading their body language, you know that they're confused. You have to make decisions on your feet. You have to think on your feet and change your way of presenting the material or engaging the students in the content area. 6, the analysis of student learning, where you're going to have lots of graphs that are the shorthand for how your students performed, how many have achieved the goals, how many haven't, the important things of why those that achieved the goals were able to achieve the goals and those that didn't, why they didn't. And then finally, the reflection and self-evaluation of this experience of the 2 to 3 week comprehensive unit, including what kinds of things you can do to change the next time you teach this unit, and the professional development you may need as a result of seeing what your needs are for this unit. This is the end of part 3 of the teacher work sample.